Today we're refilling our activity kits with some new things. We usually do these about once a month. I have these boxes that we pull out when our kids are bored so they have something to do, and I'm going to show you what I'm putting in this month. Hey you guys, it's Christina from the Purple Alphabet. This was last month's, maybe 2 months ago, activity kit, and I'm going to show you how the things in here did, and I'm also going to refill it with some new things this month. You guys say you really like these because it gives you some inspiration on what to put in yours at home. Like I said, I do these every so often, so I have built up quite a playlist of different ones. So if you need some inspiration on what to do for your kids, definitely go check that out. I'll put that down below in the description box. Plus you'll find some that are for younger kids as well in there. And then I also have an Amazon store if you guys didn't know, or you can go and check out all the things that I love to put inside these activity kits. There's lots of inspiration there, so be sure to go check out that link. So let's get started refilling this one. So I usually start off showing you what was in last month and if we used it or not, just so you can get an idea. Some things have been taken out and some things have been added. But this is pretty much what was in it last month. And the first thing was the Montessori multiplication board. I have a whole video on how to use this if you're interested. This is a great start for learning the concepts of multiplication and what it means. And I think we use this maybe once or twice. She hasn't quite started it in school just yet. They're just starting to. So we might actually use that again. Here we had Animal Crossing sticker book, which got put into here. And so this wasn't actually part of my activity kits, but my kids put it in here, and there's just a whole bunch of Animal Crossing stickers and scenes that they like to do. So this has been something they've played with. Then we had the pre-cursive practice book, which hasn't been used, but it's kind of funny because although it hasn't been used, she has been practicing cursives. I really want to get on her to use this just to kind of get ready because they haven't started yet, but they are getting ready to learn some of the letters. Just didn't get used this month because we had a lot of things going on. What did get used was this United States workbook. This is from the dollar store. I had two of them. The other one is actually upstairs because my other daughter has been doing it. My younger daughter has not, which is this is her book. They actually took these to the restaurants and we're doing them in the restaurants. So that actually worked out. Those are only $1 from the dollar store. We have these 5-minute quick quizzes. These came from Target. Let's see. Doesn't look like that one was used. I feel like I had one daughter looking at one of these. No, they weren't. Sadness. You know, since we're starting to go to restaurants more, this is definitely a good size restaurant kit activity book. So I'm going to hold this and keep it for when I start doing those restaurant kits again. Doodle Journals. Looks like we have one here. The other one is probably upstairs somewhere. And I know, yeah, they've been using these. There's even a little story in there. So this was a definitely good find. We have the Secret Decoder books. I think one of these they were working on together. I think my daughter's hesitant to actually do it because once it's done, it's done. This one might be done already. So they worked through some of that. These are really cool. They're from Melissa and Doug, and they have those little magic ink markers in them, and they have these little decoders, and you solve the mysteries. Each one is a different mystery. And I like that they're for ages 7 and up. Okay, so they're both almost done. I might put these back in here so they can finish these off. Then we have this game. We didn't get to it, you guys. 5 Crowns. This was a birthday present. It's from Play Monster. And we just haven't gotten to it. I really want to learn how to play this though. And then we had a couple other things, the Pokemon Mad Libs, which they do every now and then. I just kind of put that back every so often. And then the President's Tin. This was in the Target dollar section. You have all the presidents on here and you do a president match with the flashcards. And I know they did this together when I first put the activity kit out. So that was a win. Since we're working on multiplication, I am going to put this back in. My older daughter used this. This is like a standard. I feel like all of my kids have had this. This one came from Lakeshore Learning. You can also find them online too, and they just have little buttons. You answer the math problem, 4 times 5. You say it's 20, and then you push it to check, and the answer is there on the side. Like it feels like a little computer. It's just a tactile way to learn. There's nothing too fancy or special about it, but for some reason, kids really do like it. So I'm going to put this in for her just to kind of fiddle around with and play around with because she's going to need to know all of her facts really, really soon. So we're going to put this in. You can also get these if you have younger kids and for addition or subtraction. So if you are working on different skills, this is also a good one to find for that skill level. So we're just working on the multiplication now. And if I find some of these, I'll put links down below for you too. Also in the math, I'm going to include our little see and solve fraction calculator. I did this in a video a long time ago. Basically, it shows you fractions, adding, subtracting, all dividing, all the jazz, but in fraction form. They've been using this to actually check their homework. So one child will have the homework problem and then the other one will check check it with the calculator. So it's kind of cute. So I'm going to put this in here. I just think it's kind of fun. I know I'm not a big fan of calculators in general for math, but because they're using it in a creative way, I think I'm okay with it for a little bit. Then we have this oldie but goodie. I've had this one for a while. It's their Learning Resources Mental Blocks Go game. This is for ages 5 and up, and we haven't played with it in a while. So I usually like to bring out things that have kind of got pushed back in the closet, we haven't played with, that need to come back out, and to see if we still like it or if we need to donate it or give it to a friend. So you have all these little blocks in here, and there's so many different games you can play. Underneath here is the little book, and they have just different games. There's memory match, there's slide and solve games, swapping two pieces. I mean, there's just a couple of different things that you can play. There is a regular size of this game, not the travel version. That's a little bit different too. So I'm going to include this in here because they haven't pulled it out in a while. In fact, I think they forgot about it. I'm going to watch. And if they play with it, we'll probably end up keeping it because I do like the size. That's great travel size. And if they just kind of brush it off, it might be time just to let this one go, even though it did have a good time in our house in earlier years. So we have a game that they can do by themselves is what I try to put inside. I try to put something educational, and then I try to put something on the creative side, and that's where I'm going to put in some new origami paper. These both came from Daiso Japan, but you can get origami paper online too. I'll put some links down, I guess. And so we have some really pretty kind of stars and celestial theme here, and then we have a panda theme, and looks like we have some other animals. So what they'll do is they'll take the origami paper and they'll go online and they'll search online for an origami website, and they'll copy the origami website. And I think I might on their Christmas list also get them an origami book at some point, because that would be really fun. So because it's new origami paper, that might be a fun thing for them to explore. So we're going to put that in here too. They love the origami stuff. And then I'm going to put a bubble popper in. You guys remember my Fidget bubble popper video? Oh my goodness. I like to put in things that are sensory driven in these activity kits. So this is a good one. There's some dice in here, and you basically roll and you pop that many, and then you can keep score on here. You roll your dice in the center. Each person has a side, and you're popping bubbles as you go through the game. So I'm going to put this one in here this time so they can remember to play it. Filling up really quick, you guys. And I have some new workbooks from the Target dollar section. So these are very similar to the last one. In fact, I might put the last one in. Where's that last one? Here it is, because the other daughter I know is still working on it. So I put this one in as a review, and I had it for a while. It's grade 1 level, so it was really easy and just kind of like a easygoing, fun review. This one is more age driven. It's for grades 2 to 3. So I have a 3rd grader and a 4th grader. So it's still easy enough, but still challenging enough in some other ways too. This one's all about animals. These always come with stickers. They're just real colorful, and they're only $1. I'm going to put these in here because they've been grabbing things out of here to put or to take with them to the restaurants. And I'm going to put this other one in because I know my daughter is still working on them. Lots of workbooks. They're not big into workbooks, but I just still want them to have something that's easy to grab and go. Because if you know anything about my house, and you definitely know that we're always running out the door. And then a game that they can play together. That's another thing that I like to do. Ojo has sent me this game. It's called Space Rescuers. And I actually featured an Ojo game in a video. I think it was last year's gift guide. It was Shape Factory. This one's for ages 5 and up. And the reason why I like the Ojo games, one is that they're really focused on the learning aspects of games. And so I just thought it would be a good one to put inside this activity box. And because they're really simple and easy to learn. Sometimes you can get games that are just have so many rules and ifs and ands and do this and do that. And sometimes you just want a really simple game. So here's our game board. As you can see, it's space themed. Every player will get this little recycling board, and this is how they keep score. We also have some space trash tokens, and that's what you collect for your points. There's a whole bunch of them actually. And then we have our game cards. So we have one labeled space and one labeled planet. And we of course have our little astronauts here that would start on planet Earth. The goal is to get all the way through space to the finish line. And we're collecting all of our space junk tokens by answering questions on our cards. The person who has the most space junk coins wins at the end. The learning comes into play when you go around the board. A person will roll, they will go that amount of spaces, and depending on where they land will depend on which card they get to pick. They pick the card, they read the question and they try to answer it. Now, all of these cards are based on planets and the solar systems and have really interesting facts. And then you can self-check in the guidebook. They're all numbered, so you know which one to find to figure out if you got your answer correct. So a very simple way to play, but they're learning a lot by learning all of these facts about space. What's interesting to note too is that Ojo also has more games on their Ojo Hub, which is an online app. So you can go and explore that. So I have a coupon code for this down below where you can get 30% off, and actually can get 30% off anything on their website. And so it's a really good opportunity to go look and see what they have, and especially if you're trying to, buy things early for the holidays. And I'll put all of that down below too. So we're going to add this to our kit as something that they can play together. Okay, and that is our last item for our activity kits this month. If you like this video, I'm going to put another one up here on screen so you can go check it out and get even more ideas. Make sure to click subscribe to see more videos like this and give me a thumbs up to show your love.